Hi collective, welcome or welcome back to all of my beautiful rosebuds. Today's download is about how radiant you are. Not only that, how noticeable things about you are lately. Like, people can't stop noticing how much you've changed. It's incredible, really. We're going to be diving deep into how do others notice these changes, what has occurred within you lately. So, Spirit, please bring through messages of light and clarity. Thank you, Spirit. Please speak through me, Spirit. All right, so how are you changing lately, and how are people really noticing this? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, you're really, really abundant, and it's almost like people are saying that you just are radiating this like calmness lately. Friends are saying that you just don't get upset like you used to. Like, things just kind of roll off of your back. Like, your, coworkers, they might even notice that, like, you don't get rattled under pressure. People are noticing that, like, you just look brighter, your aura. There's just something about you. You look lighter, brighter. You seem really happy lately, and I'm really happy for you. You also had some kind of glow up because of this. You had some kind of leveling up and some kind of glow up here. So I'm definitely going to get into that a little bit more. I'm going to use the El Key Oracle to see. But yeah, I'm being guided to tell you that you're doing the right things and you're on the right track spiritually. And to keep doing these things because you are just radiating this beautiful energy and people can't help but like notice. Yeah, family members even or friends notice that like you're not really gossiping about people, you're not arguing, you don't really like the drama. You're just the type of person now you might like. If other people are gossiping or being negative, you rise above it and you just smile, maybe change the subject, She who dreams, beautiful. She who aches, Perpetua. Yeah, you've turned your aches into dreams. Beautiful. You have this transformative energy about you. You're definitely more present, but also dreamy, if that makes sense. So, what people are noticing about you is that you're somebody who's just lovable. Like, your energy is so lovable. People are noticing that, like, you may seem like you're kind of in a faraway place, though, like with your dreaminess, but they think that you are very lovely. Like, even without trying, I heard. You're lovely without trying. Even when you look so ethereal, especially when you're just kind of sitting there, like, you might think you're kind of spacing out, but you don't even realize how beautiful you are. That's what Spirit is saying. You don't even realize how lovely and beautiful you are, or how attractive you are, and how attractive your aura is. It's like you're more present, like I said, and people can tell that, like, you are very receptive, okay? You are saying yes to life, but you're saying no to, like, negativity. And you don't seem like you're just in a rush. When people are talking to you in a conversation, you seem like you're taking your time. You're not rushed. You don't have like a rushed energy about you. You just seem very present and you have very clear boundaries. And people are noticing that about you. They're also noticing what Spirit is telling me is that they're noticing that you have a lot of spiritual wealth and spiritual gifts that are really blossoming and are coming into play. People are saying that they don't know why, but they just kind of feel good after talking to you. They just have that like good feeling and good vibes after they're done and it makes them want to talk to you more or talk to you longer. And you have some of the best advice. People are definitely noticing that you give really spot on advice. And friends, family, loved ones, they're all noticing that you just seem to like know things lately. It's like, how did you know that? But it's almost like you're getting some quick downloads. You just seem to know what to say. Okay, even without being told like the whole story, you just somehow like can intuit what to say. And by the way, I do feel that you are such a high vibing person that people cannot help but notice that kids and animals love you and gravitate towards you. I'm hearing too that like your friends might laugh or chuckle to themselves and be like, how did you know that that was going to happen? So like you could be, your gifts are really highlighted here. Like you know things maybe before they happen. Because I'm literally hearing like somebody in your circle being like, how did you know that was going to happen? And there's surprise. Like there's this element of surprise. Like, how do you do that? Are you like superhuman or what? You can predict things. That's what I'm getting. Is like your predictions come true more and more. Like, yeah, I think it's because you have had some kind of huge growth with your gifts and stuff, and like coming into your gifts. It's amazing. Yeah, people are definitely noticing that you. So when they talk to you, what Spirit is showing me is like repeated numbers. So like after people talk to you, let's say you talk about something with a friend, they're going to go away from the conversation and they're going to see synchronicities about that conversation. They might even hear like a song on the radio that talks about the same things that you talked about in your conversation. Or they might hear other strangers talking, like strangers around them talking about the same like topics. Or like, you know, seeing different things, repeated numbers and weird synchronicities. And I'm hearing somebody say, that's so weird, it always happens around you. So like anytime there's somebody in your circle that feels like almost like cool but weird stuff happens when they talk to you or shortly after the conversation. And it's like, I'm hearing them say, gosh, you know, every time we talk, it's so refreshing, like a breath of fresh air. You are somebody who notices all the little things that other people like totally neglect. So you're really, really good at reading the energy too. And you can offer some really good advice, your perspective, you know, because you have been through hardships and you are like, you know, now like cultivating that and turning that into something positive. So in essence, it's kind of like giving me scorpionic energy. Okay, so what else are they noticing about my collective? Whoa, that one jumped out. Okay, we have 7 of Swords. So basically what I'm getting from that is that people are noticing that you have this, your cutoff game is strong. You have this like no nonsense way about you where you don't tolerate negativity, and people are noticing that like maybe your boundary game is like leveling up in a way, like you're setting boundaries and keeping them, and nobody can really, you're not a pushover is what I'm getting. Like you're not a pushover. We have Savage, she who's wild, and then we have Blanche, she who brings light. You can bring light into any situation. You're definitely like a light worker, gatekeeper. I heard gatekeeper, something like that. Like you are bringing light to a lot of situations, and like these remind me of crows or ravens. So you may have watched the video about raven wisdom. That was a good one. Talking about transmuting, and that's about transmuting negative energies into positive things, positive spiritual lessons and wisdom. So yeah, I mean, people are noticing that like, yeah, you're using your past. You know, some of you might have had like traumatic pasts or like things that happened that were devastating in childhood, but you didn't let it break you. It might have shaken you up, but it didn't break you. And it made you into this beautiful being of light and positivity that you are today because of the way that you handled it. And now people are saying that you're so strong, and like they're celebrating you. And some people are pissed off by it. I'm not going to lie. Like, but you know, we don't really care about that. But there are people that are upset. They don't like your light. They wanted to keep you pinned down or in a bad place. And, there's definitely been some betrayal and deception and some, weird stuff. I even heard like some people like to stalk you, which is weird, like online, and like people you don't even talk to anymore that you wouldn't give the time of day to. They still like to stalk you on your social media and like ask people about you, like, oh, have you seen so and so and stuff like that. And you could just care less, and they're like, wow, you're so cold. And so there's some people like that, but like mainly I don't see you giving too much attention to that stuff. You're really focusing on like positivity here and like the what can be in the future and the what ifs, and you're really focusing on like you and your spiritual gifts, like, you know, clear cognizance, clear knowing. That's where like, you know, it's almost like the answers get dropped out of nowhere. Like you kind of just have like a knowing. You might know like, okay, somebody's lying right now to me, or like this is the right choice versus this is the wrong choice, without really having any evidence of that. But it's just like you get an immediate download. Okay, and then you also may have the clairvoyance, which is clear sight, and you could be having very vivid dreams. Okay, so your dream world could be more colorful, more, you know, I guess more vivid, more detailed, and very significant. So you may want to keep a dream journal and keep track of these things and actually like look up different symbols in your dreams. For instance, like a few weeks ago, I was dreaming about snakes and everything like that. I was like, why am I dreaming about snakes? And I looked it up. So, and I looked into the meaning. I'll tell you, I've had some weird dreams, and it's always like so interesting to find out how it like ties in with something in your life. So that's just a suggestion, but, yeah. Like for me personally, the worst thing is nightmares, because like I don't know about y'all, but like if I have a nightmare, I have to get up and like just stay up and distract myself for a while before I can go back to sleep. But I do not like nightmares. Anyway, you could have like very vivid dreams lately. Hopefully they're positive, but if they are negative in nature, they could be like teaching you about something or something that maybe needs your attention. You could also get like clairsentience. So I've had this before too, where like you actually feel others' emotions when you're around them, or even physical sensations. So one time I was with somebody and they had a horrible stomach ache, and I started getting a stomach ache. And then like as soon as I left this person, I started feeling immediately better. So like you can actually like, it's almost like psychosomatic in a way, but like you can take on other people's emotions, feelings, like symptoms and stuff like that. Okay, if somebody's stressed out, you can pick up that stress, and you might even be like, is that my own stress, or is that somebody else's stress? And because you're empathic, it may be hard to tell the difference. So that takes a little bit of like mastery and being able to find out like and discern if that's your feelings or somebody else's. And then you could also be clairaudient, which is clear hearing, which is where you hear guidance or words or songs as messages. So, you know, you could ask for a sign, and then you could hear something on the radio that has like the perfect answer, okay, in the lyrics of like some song that seems random, but, or some song on the radio in the car or at the grocery store or something like that. And it's just what you need to hear, you know. You can also be very good at like channeling or writing, like automatic writing or drawing. And this is definitely like, for some of you, this is a superpower, I just heard. You could get inspired words. You could channel spirit through your poetry or your artwork. Somebody here, your gift is music or dance even. Or journaling, and realizing when you're journaling that like the words on every single page are extremely wise, and you're like, I don't even talk like this. That's what I'm talking about. And also, many of you have like healing hands, where your hands get warm and tingly on the palms when you're near other people. I will tell you, like, I do get that. Many of you people are noticing that, like I said earlier, you're having premonitions, and like they are like you're able to like spot on, sense things before they happen. Could be really weirding some people out, but they think it's weirdly cool. That's what I heard. You have a really strong urge to, let's say, call a family member right before they need help, or like you hear in your mind's eye, you hear your phone ring, or you think that somebody's texted you, so you go to like check your phone and then it rings or like then a text comes through. It's like you sense it before it happens. Okay, so you're definitely going through like a spiritual level up, and people are definitely noticing that. Let's go ahead and get some more. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this so far. If so, please remember to like and comment and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Spirit, how else are people noticing that the collective is really like glowing up and like changing? You're really mastering things because we have the Eight of Pentacles. You're really working on yourself. You've really taken the time to like actually put energy into yourself, and it's paying off. Shiala, she who creates, even your creations are like getting better and better. So like if you're an artist, like your artwork is getting more and more just better, and like your if you're a musician, your music is more beautiful, more powerful. There's just something about like you're putting more power or packing more power into your creations. We have she who forgives, elixir. Okay, so you are definitely somebody who maybe you forgive, but you never forget. And people, they know that about you. They're noticing that like you don't just allow anybody in your life. You are more selective because you're working on yourself. And like you've had a lot of spiritual revelations and realizations that, you know, maybe you used to get annoyed like with people and stuff like that, but like now you just like you're learning how to just, you know, just say no worries, everything's fine. You're learning about like patience, but also strong boundaries. So like you don't let somebody be like rude to you, and people are noticing that, but like also you seem more patient in all the right ways, which is interesting. Kind of an interesting thing here, because what I'm seeing is like, let's say a waitress before was like really slow or like kept forgetting your order or whatever. Maybe like before you would get like really, really upset, but like now it seems like you're working on how you react. So you're like, oh, it's okay, take your time, and it's like you're getting more into like your gentleness, or like there's something here about your divine feminine and inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine becoming like more into balance. Okay, so like you don't take bullshit, but at the same time you're not like aggressive. So like it's more harmonized or more harmony within you. And you choose peace over drama. Okay, so you'd rather either take a walk or read or journal or something like that, or draw a picture, than like argue or sit around and like gossip with people. And people are noticing that too. People are noticing that you have such a gift to be able to find joy in the simplest things. Like it's adorable and it's so inspiring, and like, you know, people around you, they'll just notice that like you'll just be able to like maybe just sit there and watch the sunlight pop through the trees or something, or hear, if you have a child, you could hear your child laugh or see them playing, and it almost like you can turn anything like that, and like what other people would consider like an everyday experience, into a spiritual experience. And it's just so beautiful. It just gives me chills. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Spirit is showing me something funny, that you've been working on your spiritual gifts so much that like I'm seeing you grabbing an umbrella, and you're like, well, I'm going to bring this just in case. And let's say you didn't check the weather report, you just had a feeling. And then all of a sudden it starts raining or downpouring, and you're like, yeah, I had a feeling. It's like those little moments. Oh my gosh. I will say that does happen to me quite a bit. So maybe you're like this too, and people are noticing that, and they're like, holy crap, you're like very unique. You're very special. Like you're very tapped in. You're very like linked up with the divine. You seem to like you've been working on your patience and leveling up with like your compassion. So what Spirit is showing me is like an example is like, let's say a stranger, somebody you don't even know, like drop something. You don't even think about it. You just like bend over, pick it up and hand it to them. Especially if it's somebody who looks like they're struggling. Like you look like to me, somebody who's helpful, and like you've been working on this, like very much thinking about like other people as well, where you, to the point where like you're very altruistic, and maybe you weren't like this before, but like if somebody's struggling, or let's say they need the door open for them, you're going to be like, okay. Or let's say you're more compassionate than ever before. Something like that has changed about you, and people are noticing that about you. They're like, wow, you know. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, yeah. Maybe we could get like one more set here. Okay, we have the Lovers. So you are attracting more attention because you seem to be very in balance. This can also talk about twin flames. So like there, you can have the inner twin flames inside of you, like your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine linking up, like I said, like, and to the point where like you're fearless, and also you have like a real sense of being able to divinate. And it's because you're very like linked up, and you're like very whole. You're coming into your wholeness, and you're celebrating your uniqueness, because this is about your uniqueness. You have like a unique aesthetic, your style, like everything about you is so highly noticeable, and like people think it's cool, and people don't judge you. But maybe for a long time you thought, oh, people are going to judge me if I wear this or whatever. But you're like throwing caution out the window. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And if people don't like it, well, they can just not look, or they can just whatever. And you're like, I'm going to focus on me, and I'm going to wear what makes me feel good. And you actually have like a really unique sense of style. People they are loving it, actually. They're jealous of the fact that like you have this like ability to be so unapologetically just you. And yeah, people want to be you, because you do just really emanate this sense of like mystery. And this is about like divining, you know, the future. As you can see, she has tarot cards, and she looks very mystical, mysterious. That's how people see you. And many people actually fall in love with you. Even if you're married, even if you are in a relationship, it doesn't matter. You will have a lot of people like just immediately falling in love with you when they first meet you. They can't help it, because they're so drawn to you. So let's get some dice too, and see what spirit wants you to know. So I'll put these over here. What else are people noticing when it comes to the collective? The first house. Okay, so identity, who you are, your self-image. You had some kind of huge glow up. Your appearance, heck yeah, I just heard hell yeah. Your appearance has changed. You've had a glow up. You're taking good care of your body, and it shows. All right, and then we have Aquarius, which is for your social circle and friendships and things like that. And it's like people want to be your friend. They are literally, just like this card, they are falling in love with you. People are falling in love with you. They want to be your friend. They want to be your lover. They're like, they want to know more about you, because you do seem so enigmatic. Okay, and it's crazy. It's crazy. We do have this one here. This is Pluto for destruction. So it's like your destruction of like old mindsets and beliefs, like where you used to limit yourself, set limits for yourself and things like that. You're limitless now. You're like, no, I'm going to be me. I'm going to celebrate me. And because of that, you're drawing more people to you, more blessings, more situations where like there's new beginnings offered to you, and your confidence is just skyrocketing. So this is beautiful energy. I'm so happy for you. Wow. Wow, collective. Oh my goodness. Let's get some fun confirmations. Okay, you could be a Scorpio, Leo, or Pisces. Leo again, and Virgo. All right. You could also, and that would be Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. We have 6, 9, and 6. So let me roll again. 6, 9, and 6, and 5. Somebody here could have been born in May, or September, or June, or the 6th, 9th, or 5th of any month for a birthday. Let's get some letter tiles just for fun. Let's play some spiritual Scrabble and see what words we can find in here. I may even say some names. I might say your name, or you could see your name spelled out in here. Or you could hear some like friends' names. That's just going to be confirmation that people are the people, especially if I call out some people that you know, these are the people who are really admiring you the most, okay? I'm seeing Kim right away, or Kimberly, Kamora. It reminds me of like Kamora Lee Simmons, so maybe the last name Simmons or Lee. Which reminds me of Bruce Lee. Somebody's name could be Bruce. Somebody could be in like into karate or martial arts. The name Marshall, the name Maverick, John, Jordy. Somebody here could really like Star Trek. Don, Donald, Ron, Ronald, Ronnie. Somebody could also really like politics. Somebody could be a dancer. The name Tiana. Somebody could also really love Disney movies. Okay. Somebody could work at a gas station. I heard fuel, and I'm seeing it here, which is like, ooh, gives me chill. First I heard gas station, and then I saw fuel. So, ooh, wow. Okay. Yeah, fuel. And then iron. Iron, okay. Maybe you're taking iron supplements, or somebody could have, what's that called when you have like low iron? Anemia? Okay, somebody could have like anemia or something. Manuel, Logan, Cabrian, Jana, Janae, Tammy, George, Cami, Cameron, Rocco, Rocky, Caleb, Amber, Aiden, Hayden, Gillian, Serafina, Monroe. Somebody could study biology. Somebody could do boudoir photo sessions. Like maybe you're a photographer, or you just had boudoir photo sessions done. Something like that. The name Luna. Dax. Brad. Bonita. Bonnie. And I heard Adriana. So you can go ahead and look and see what you can see. But I do see red and power, so maybe red is your power color. Maybe you wear red when you want to feel like very powerful, or like, you know, it kind of reminds me of like how Donald Trump always wears like a red tie. And I heard once he does that because it's like psychologically the red is so like a very powerful color. So that's why he chooses the red. Anyway, red could be your power color, okay? Or like a go-to color when you want to feel very confident, okay? Horse. Okay, somebody may also work with horses, okay? So let me know what you see and hear in the spiritual Scrabble. It would be awesome to know what you found. And you're welcome to pause it and continue to look. And put in the comments if you see anything. And thank you so much for all your support here. Thank you to all my channel members who support me here and at my other channel too, Mystic Rose Tarot. If you want to check out my other channel, feel free to do so. Also, I do have a Patreon, which is fun for a lot of spicy, fun readings. And I also do have I do personal readings. And so check out my Patreon, check out my other channel, check out my personal readings, services, everything. All my info is at my website, www.mysticrosepsychic.com. And yeah, if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And please remember to like and leave a comment if this did resonate with you, because those things, even though they seem small, they really do help the channel. And of course, your subscriptions really do help too. Thank you so much to all of my rosebuds, new and returning. Love y'all so much, and I can't wait to see what Spirit brings in for you next time. Bye.